Recently, we saw a huge rug pull in Argentina. A lot of influencers invested.
Yeah.
They got a tip that this coin was going to blow up, like FaZe Banks, Aiden Ross. What happened with that coin, and how can people avoid these pretty much rug pulls to stay safe for the crypto and money?
You want to talk about YOLO Controlo, Miguel?
YOLO Controlo, yeah. So like you gotta beware of the vape cartel. You gotta beware of the broccoli heads. Um, bro, I mean, I'm not the typecast, but like, bro, if you're rocking a broccoli head haircut, or you're consistently on stream smoking a vape, like these guys, I mean, bro, it's just like a call a spade a spade. That's what happens. You get rugged by these guys. But YOLO Controlo. So this is where like the red pill. This is why we call ourselves the red pill of finance. This is where the red pill is beautiful right here. Okay, so the top scammer guy who who orchestrated this Libra rug is fucking the president's sister, gets her pregnant, apparently, is begging her to get an abortion, and then his texts kind of get released and stuff from his phone and stuff, because I think he gets arrested or something that happens like that, and the messages get released and basically saying like, oh no, I control Malay, man, I pay his sister, man, he'll sign whatever paper I put in front of him and stuff like that. And then the meme became YOLO Controlo, because the guy didn't know how to speak Spanish very well, so he's like, I control him, but it became YOLO Controlo, and it's ridiculous, and I think Malay allegedly did know about the project happening. Of course he did. I don't think he knew he was going to rug right away or anything like that. But for sure, there was an entire scheme put in place to take massive profits on Libra, sort of how like what happened with Trump. They did a much worser job, much worse job. And it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. So basically, this guy, I mean, I think he was trying to bribe the sister of Malay like $100,000 to have an abortion, which is
Would it be fair to say that you guys think Trump and Melania also pulled the rug, or?
Melania, yes. Trump, there's enough there that you could have that price come back potentially. But since it's based on Solana, you do need Solana, recovering in price. And right now, Solana's in a good range.
Real quick, can you guys kind of describe for the audience, because I feel like this term dump rug pull is used all the time, right?
Yeah.
And obviously we know cryptocurrency is a volatile asset, right? We know that it goes up and down in value every day. It could bump and pump and dump and all this other shit. Can you guys give us the actual definition of a rug pull and what it means? Because I think a lot of people look at dips as it's a rug pull, but is that necessarily true?
No. So the main way to look at a true rug pull would be like basically a whale taking out the most liquidity possible in order to get as much money as possible from what's available in the network currently. And once you do that, then you have to have a different whale come in to bring liquidity to that token to revive it again. But nobody would want to do that in a coin that they would consider essentially dead. So an actual rug pull is something that they hurt the price so much that it cannot recover, or it would be crazy to try to recover the coin unless you were that person who rugged it and put the money back in to try to pump it again. So that would be, I would say, the main definition, just a huge liquidity pull.
Now, when you say a whale, can you tell the audience, I know what that means, but just for the people that might not be as crypto savvy, because we got a lot of people in here that might be.
A ton of money. So a whale in any particular ecosystem or coin will be the person who has the most money in that coin, or top like 10 to 100 wallet.
Okay.
Yeah, so owns 10% of the supply to 80% of the supply usually. Like one big thing to look out if you're like, wow, one wallet controls the entire supply. So that isn't always bad in some cases if you do your research, like, oh, okay, understood, right? They're holding this for extra yield or something. But most of the times, if the wallet's holding all the coins, they have the ultimate power. They can just send it to zero, basically. Another telltale sign, they were promoting it, and then no longer they're no longer promoting it. It's off their Twitter. They've erased every YouTube video. The Discord's gone, the Telegram's gone. Then it's basically they're no longer promoting it, and because there's no more demand, it'll go to zero, basically. And also they extracted as much money as they could.
Okay.
If someone's new, how can they tell it's going to be a rug pull from the beginning? Like someone's brand new to this. Oh, your favorite creator said go buy this coin. I mean, you could probably assume from past history, but how would they know for sure it might be a rug pull coming?
the easiest way to tell if a celebrity launches a coin, I mean, 99.99 German 9% of the time, it goes to zero. I mean, we even had
On
Hank from Breaking Bad launch a cryptocurrency and it went to zero. I
Wow.
mean, yeah.
The most famous rug pull, I would say, of 2024 was Hwuatua girl. Can you guys kind of walk us through? Because obviously we did a video on it, but we covered more the cultural side of it. We didn't cover the money side. Can you guys give us like the analytical breakdown of how the hell she pulled? Number one, how she pulled it off. How was it actually a rug pull? And how much are we looking at as far as like the investors losing money? Because she kind of downplayed it. She went and did an interview with FaZe Banks, and she tried to say like they made like 500K or 100K or some bullshit like that. I was like, what? No fucking way. So can you guys kind of give us the analytical side of that?
Was it even her fault?
Yes, it was somewhat her fault. Like, you can like I know she plays a Southern Belle, and I'm just a ditzy white girl. I don't know what I'm doing, right? But regardless or not, if someone comes to you and says, "Hey, there's no way that they convinced her to launch a cryptocurrency without her making a bunch of money," right? He's like, they probably let's just say I'm gonna give her the best possible case. Hey, we're a professional crypto company. We launch tokens all the time. We launch A, B, C, and D. These coins have done really well and stuff, and they provided a decent amount of income through LPing. Oh, really? Yeah. You don't even have to sell any coins. It generates a lot of monthly income and stuff. And then guys, your users we're going to make a lot of money. That's cool. And over time, you're going to be able to sell tokens without hurting the price too much, and you're going to make millions of dollars. Of course, we're going to make millions of dollars, and then, but at some point, crypto's going to crash, and they can't blame you for that. And then you can walk away from the project. That was probably the gist. If she was just walking in really being stupid, but more than likely it was somewhere a little bit worse than that. He's like, "Hey, we're going to pay you some millions up front. We're also going to hide some money in a different wallet that's not attached to you that you can pick up later." And cash out at some other time. And we're going to take our chunk out of it. And I think, but we're going to try to keep the coin alive. And, you're going to talk about it. And I think hopefully it'll do really well because Solana will pump. And instead, I think why she got so surprised was like, oh, I thought we are just going to take some money. He didn't know that these people were scammers and they took all the money. Right. And that's what she was like all surprised about, basically. And then, but there's no way in hell she didn't know that she was going to get paid from it and make some money, and then they weren't going to sell tokens. That's impossible. And then two, if she really didn't, then this is why we tell people, these celebrities, these people don't know what they're doing. They don't know. They understand, oh, what's crypto, right? They think it's an NFT. Like, oh, I just launch a portrait. I launch some art online. I promote it for a couple days, make my money, walk away. But no, like when you launch a cryptocurrency, you have a responsibility to keep promoting it, at least for the bull run, and trying to keep it alive and everything like that. That's right. The only person like I've given a little bit of like adapts to has been like Iggy Azalea, believe it or not, because she actually promoted her coin for a good amount of time, and like it wasn't just an instant rug pull. It's not easy making these coins, so it's not just the cash. Because if you launch a coin and it does really badly, outside of the if crypto crashes, that's no one's fault really. But like outside of a bull, in a bull run, and then your coin goes to zero, you're just destroying your reputation as well as people coming after you financially. And what if you wreck somebody so badly they're trying to come after you, and it's dangerous as well. So like,
so just a precaution, I think, for the audience here. If a woman's doing a coin, don't buy it.
Yeah,
No.
Melania, we like,
Yeah.
even though I love Melania, Charlie told our guys, no girl coins, do not buy Melania at all. And we saved ourselves. We made money on Trump coin. We did. But at the same time too, as soon as we saw Melania, we're like, we got to get out. It's the thing. If they had only launched the Trump token, I think the Trump token would have gone much higher. And I think it wouldn't have crashed as much. But because anytime you launch multiple tokens too quickly, the economic energy gets split up, and then it can't support some of these coin prices, and they crash. And then what ended up happening with the Trump token as well is they extracted hundreds of millions of dollars out of Solana. So like a bunch of these 18-year-old to millennial guys who made a bunch of money on Solana yeeted all their meme coin money into Trump coin and the Melania coin, and then whales as well as like guys who got in early cashed out big time and then exited out of Solana. I think it was like $500 million left Solana and went to go buy Ethereum.
So question real quick with the Hwuatua girl. So you guys are saying there's no way that she didn't know. How much money do you think she made from it? How much money do you think her people lost from it? And do you think that she could potentially go to jail for this?
She could, yeah. I mean, she probably. I mean, in terms of dollar amount, I'd have to like check on chain and everything, but she'd made probably tens of millions of dollars on it, right? So,
Wow, that much, even a conservative estimate.
oh yeah, very that like $10 million would be conservative
Wow.
because yeah, you
If
get some.
if she didn't get gypped from the team, if she didn't get gypped from the team,
Well, yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's not all in her pockets. It's
Because the way they made it sound was like they just used her likeness and the team ran everything.
yeah, I don't believe it. I
Okay.
mean, yeah, she went off of any social media for like 2 to 3 weeks, almost maybe even over a
She's
month.
been
I
gone
can't
for
recall.
months, bro.
Yeah,
Her, she just came
might-
back like a week or two ago, and even during the interview, I think they took the interview down. You had to like get it on Twitter because like the interview came out, and she said something about like putting the money.
Even FaZe Banks interview was like, "Girl, dude, this is what the fuck, dude." Like even FaZe Banks was like not comfortable with like I mean he wasn't even comfortable during the interview. He was like, "Holy shit, dude, you messed up."
Well, and if you're gonna do anything, right? Like if you're seriously worried about everything and like you're like had no part of it, what she should have done was put out a statement through her actual lawyers, right? And said, hey, we're not commenting on this at the moment because, we're trying to work with the team that unfairly, treated her. Da, 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 da. They say that they would say something, right? But instead, she's just radio silence and then also, goes on and says this crazy shit. With,
Yeah, I don't think she ever distanced herself from her team either. Actually, now that you mention it, I don't think she. And why wouldn't she like? Why wouldn't she distance herself from her team? Like, is there a reason for that? Maybe they owe her money. She's scared to not get her money. Like, why is that?
I think they would implicate her.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, there's a whole bunch of things. Like hearing the story. I don't like. Of course, I don't think she's. I think she's smart enough to know like, oh, let's make some money on this. But at the same time, I didn't. I don't think she was smart enough and knew the industry well enough to be like that. I'm just gonna make a project and maliciously scam everybody. But it just got out of her control. And of course, this is why you have to vet your guys. Like, I mean, you have to encrypt. Move slow with it when it comes to money. This is why we mostly tell guys, stay in the big coins. Um, maybe 20% of the portfolio goes into more riskier assets. You stay in Bitcoin and Ethereum, but people want risk. I mean, it's the sort of thing like people want to make fast money. People want to make fast money, but fast money comes with fast risk, big risk. And if you can handle it, you can make a lot of money in crypto, and you can. Our guys have made a lot of money, but we try to keep them also grounded in like let's stay in some of the majors here where that do steady Eddie returns, and you can really make some life changing money. I mean, people forget your first 100,000 is life changing. I mean, it's not buying you yachts or every sort of sports car you want, but you ain't worried about rent anymore. You ain't worried about paying for your food anymore. You've taken your cell phone bill, your insurance. You've taken all these stresses off of your life, and it's like that first 100,000 is life changing. I know everyone on social media talks about like, oh my God, I can't wait to I'm trying to be a billionaire. I'm trying to be I'm trying to be worth 100 million. Like, dog, how about you get your first 100K? Let's get our first 100K first. It's baby steps.
Yeah, and I would say even before that, your first 10K is the most important a month.
Oh yeah.
So let me ask you this then. So pretty much by definition, Hwuatua girl did a rug pull. Maybe she didn't know it was going to be that bad, but
Right.
at the end of the day, you guys seems that you guys agree that she knew that they were going to do some fuck shit where they were going to pull the money from out underneath her people, and she might have just found out too late. So with Trump, do you guys think that's a rug pull as well, or do you guys say no, that one is actually still can be revitalized, or is that just a straight rug pull as well?
Yeah, if you look at the amount of money that is like still sitting in the coin and the whale wallets and stuff, you don't have whales in there being like, "Hey, I'm just gonna G'd out and sell a bunch of shit," right? Like a lot of the bigger wallets are still holding, and I think there's still some people in there. Like one of the wallets had gotten up to like the guy put in like $1 million, it got up to like 150 million, and he still didn't sell, and I think he might be even still holding. So yeah, if you this is where on-chain data is massive. There's a company called Chainalysis which does forensics on blockchains whenever there's a hack or whenever there's any rug pull type allegations and stuff like this, because you can track everything in crypto, right? So we do actually teach basic on-chain data stuff in the crypto mindset course, because one of the things that I think is so unique about this industry is that it is all on chain. So when you're in Wall Street, and you're talking about Bernie Madoff and stuff, you have to go into his office, get documents, find all this stuff, right? Within crypto, you just need to go on a blockchain explorer, look at the addresses that are known related to the people who run a certain project, and then you can see exactly what they're doing with the money. I think even with that Libra coin, there's still $100 million that the guy who messed that up is still holding, and he admitted that I think to CopyZilla even. So yeah,
which is crazy, by the way. Which is crazy. Like, I
So-
can't believe he even admitted that.
So-
Maybe he did it to protect his life or something
On camera.
on camera. So maybe it was a smart move. He's like, hey, if I die, the 100 million goes away forever, so don't kill me. Basically, is what he was doing. So like maybe it was a smart move, because that's the same thing that happened with FTX. The second in command, she ended up like walking. She ended up leaving there. She got her parents' help, and she left with $3 billion of FTX money, and then she used that $3 billion as a bargaining chip to basically get her off scot free. Basically, I think she had a little bit of a probation, and she was testifying. I mean, she basically snitched and stuff, and she was crying on in the court and stuff and everything like that. I'm just a poor little girl. I had no idea what was going on. I just grabbed the first $3 billion that I saw on the table, and I just walked away. Do you know how? I mean, do you know how? I mean, look. Do you know how nerve-wracking it is to move like a few $1 million in crypto? Do you understand how crazy it is to move $3 billion and take it with you, like, and actually like safely? By the way, I mean, that is not like, you're not just some wolf. Like, I don't know what I did.
North Korea did 1.5 billion today.
So-
it's
not easy.
Real quick, so would it be fair? So, just so we understand what a rug pull is now that you guys kind of like define it for us. So basically, it's either one person holding all of it, or multiple people holding a majority of it, and they're holding, they're not selling. And on top of that, that the influencer, whoever's pushing it, is constantly pushing it. They're not just running it for a month, a week, a year, but they're running it for a long period of time, and they're constantly promoting it.
Yeah, this is also why we tell people don't get into projects as soon as they launch. A lot of the times a project will launch, it'll go up in price, it'll come right back down, and then you'll find out, okay, are these people actually supporting their project, right? And a lot of the times, it'll take a couple months or maybe a few weeks before you can really get all that data. So, of course, sometimes you do want to risk it on a new project, but a lot of the times once the dust settles after the initial move, then you can really see what people are doing.